Okay, so in this video I'm going to inscribe an equilateral triangle and I'm going to inscribe a hexagon. I'm going to do two constructions in one because they both start the same way. So I'm going to have the center of my circle marked. I'm going to draw a circle. Now if you were given a circle with its centered mark and you didn't know where the radius was, all you would do is you would take your compass, you'd put the compass on the center, you would adjust your slider until it's the same size as the circle, and that's the length of your radius. So to make an equilateral triangle or an inscribed regular hexagon, you need the radius size. You just randomly start with making a dot on the circumference of the circle, and now you put the eye of your compass on that dot and you make an arch that intersects the circumference of the circle. Then you pick up your compass and you go to the intersection you just made, and you do that all over again, intersecting the circumference. You pick up your compass, you put it over top of the intersection you just made, draw another arch that intersects the circumference, move your compass again, line it up on the intersection, make another arch that crosses the edge of the circle, move your compass again, and then make one last arch that crosses the edge of the circle. So where I started, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I should have 6 intersections with the circumference of the circle. All I have to do now is connect those intersections. So where it crossed the circle, I'm going to connect those. So the first one I'm going to make is an equilateral hexagon or a regular hexagon. So from intersection to intersection, I use my straight edge and I connect. So there's my inscribed hexagon. Because it's regular, I can add in congruent markings to show the angles are congruent and the sides are congruent. Because a regular polygon has congruent sides or equilateral, and congruent angles equiangular. So you would start the same way. You would have a dot to do an inscribed equilateral triangle. You start with a dot, and you would use your compass, and you would have the circle, and then you would make a dot, and you would make your arches all the way around. You'd have 6 markings again. But for the equilateral triangle, all you do differently is instead of connecting every consecutive intersection, you connect every other. So if I start here, I skip one and I go to the other side of the circle. I skip one, I go to the next intersection, and then I connect back to where I started. And since it's an equilateral triangle, I can mark my angles as congruent and my sides as congruent. I purposefully use 2 check marks on these sides because it's not congruent to the side of the hexagon. I purposely use 2 arches because it's not congruent to the angle in the hexagon. So that's an inscribed regular hexagon, inscribed equilateral triangle.